Amad Diallo first ever hat-trick in Premier League has happened in Old Trafford today against Southampton. Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. A lot of negativity into this game, but the second half, the positive ones was way more than the negativity in the first half. But then what we can pick off is United is not currently there where we expected them to be. Somewhere, hey, in Ipswich Town, Brighton winning over there against Ipswich, for sure. I was expecting it to happen. And now we are here to give you more into the details of Premier League as well. And if you just join us and you are new, hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And hey, your opinions are highly welcome. With me is Ima, and we will just give you game analysis and statistics going forward with Manchester United. And yesterday, a couple of games actually happened as well, and we could be diving into most of the games as well, particularly Arsenal against Tottenham in the Emirates Sports Stadium. Ima, it's been a long time. Happy New Year.
Yeah, it feels very good to be back here. It feels very good to be back.
Yeah. So today's game, looking at the first half, the negativity was too much. And Amad Diallo, he's not much spoken, or people don't talk much about him. But I think this season, he has been the outstanding player for Manchester United. Hat-trick today. On the first half, he was bound to play a defensive role. And the second half, he was released a bit, and he went on to get a hat-trick for Manchester United. What do you think about the player Amad Diallo for this season under Amorim? Eric Ten Hag didn't believe in him. He nearly went out in the beginning of the season. He tried to give him opportunity, but wasn't getting that playing time. But for him to get hat-trick today in front of United fans, what do you think about that?
He's one special boy under Ruben Amorim's, tenure or his time as a coach. I think he used to play him more in the games. That means he's seen something special in the boy. Playing hat-trick within 12 minutes for a team like Manchester United, it's in front of your fans, will give you that good feeling. So I think it's time they give him the more opportunities to, play for the team. He was one player the coaches overlooked for a very long time, and I think Ruben Amorim is making the best out of him. And the position he's playing, he feels so comfortable on the right. He cuts in because he's a left-footed player. He cuts in, and he comes into the middle. Then he gives them the goals. Yeah, for his first goal, he did the same thing. He went inside, he played the ball, and later got a rebound and got the first goal. With the second goal, I think it was a perfect assist from Eriksen. He lobbed the ball over the defense of Southampton, and he connected the ball into the goalpost. And the third goal too was like a mistake from Aaron Ramsdale and the defender. And he also capitalized on that and got the third goal. I think, that was a quick comeback from Manchester United, and kudos to Amad Diallo for giving them that performance tonight.
Yeah, kudos to Amad Diallo for giving that fantastic performance tonight. And I think he's definitely the man of the match in that game because he's carrying the ball home. And I think if I were the players, I was signing the ball on the field for him because this was impossible for Manchester United. One man single-handedly won the game for United. And I think Amorim will not make that mistake to bench him again. I still wonder how United was able to hold Arsenal down in the Emirates Sports Stadium with this kind of performance in the first half. The zeal wasn't there. The zeal to fight, the mentality was not there. I think first half was the poor mentality into the game. And hey, credit to Southampton. They created a lot of chances in the first half. And our Kamaldeen was massive in the first 45 minutes in the game, creating a lot of spaces. I think he just need to add a goal into his performance or goals into his performance, and he'll be lifted. Currently, I don't think it's enough because when you are given such performance and you don't score goals, people don't see you. Just like Amad Diallo today has overshadowed every United player in the game. Do you think in moving forward, Southampton, even without scoring, Kamaldeen will get a Premier League team to go?
Yeah, sure. His performance tonight, the way he handled Lenny Euro as a defender, we know him to be a very good defender. But the way Kamaldeen used him tonight, on the right side of defense for Manchester United. He's on the left side on left side of attack for Southampton. But on the right side of defense for Manchester United, it was absolutely amazing. And I think going forward, he has to be productive with his play. He has to add the numbers, the goals, and the assists to his play, and he's good to go. He's one player that I think he has a lot of potential, but he's not matured yet, and he still needs something to add to his game to make it perfect. For me, I think tonight, if you're to rate the players on the field, maybe I'll give him a 6/10 or a 7/10, based on the performance I saw tonight from the guy. And I'm looking forward to see more from him. So Southampton is not in a good more in a good shape, to compete for the Premier League or even to stay in the Premier League. Now they are in the bottom half of the league table, and maybe they can even go back to relegation at the end of the season. Players like Kamaldeen will also get opportunities to play for other teams in the Premier League. So he should just keep up with this performance, and I think the sky is his limit.
Yeah, the sky is his limit, and every bit of Manchester United fan is complaining about Lily Euro performance tonight. It was absolutely bad performance for him, but you cannot use one game to judge a player of his caliber. We know what he's capable of doing, and so he had that injury and a long-term injury coming back. We know he's still going to struggle, but then Amorim giving him that opportunity to get into the three back was massive. And I think playing that three back was that give Kamaldeen opportunity to use him that much in that side. But yesterday, Arsenal, you were, as an Arsenal fan, you were just saying you won't watch that game. And I told you Arsenal with Tottenham is like a mother and the baby. And finally, Arsenal got that 3 points. What do you make up of that?
Yeah, I think, for the past 4 games that they've played, Tottenham Hotspur have not been able to win over Arsenal. So it was an expected result from Arsenal that even if they don't win the game, they will play a draw. So when I saw the scoreline 2-1, an own goal coming from Dominic Solanke, and also the second goal, which was scored by Leandro Trossard. Yeah, I think it was something expected. For me, I don't watch their games due to personal reasons, as I said in some of our previous videos, because I feel like I've seen these same performances over and over again about 2 or 3 seasons now, and it didn't give us any trophy. It didn't give us anything, to hold at the end of the season. So I'm just looking forward to see something at the end of the season. Then maybe I can start, giving Arteta, some plots and some congratulatory messages. It's still the Arsenal I used to know. Nothing has changed. For Tottenham Hotspur, it's one disappointing thing that we know. They will give you an excellent performance today. Tomorrow, they'll give you a shambolic performance. So I think it's just a typical Tottenham Hotspur team, and there's nothing special about the win. It's a derby, so you have to always expect some of these things. And winning 2-1 against Tottenham Hotspur, it's a fair result for that game. Yeah,
Trossard goal, what a goal! I always knew Trossard is someone who always come in and then change everything for Arsenal. And yesterday, getting that goal was massive for Arsenal. Now, Arsenal is on the second position of the league table with 4 points below Liverpool in vying for the title position. But Liverpool still have an outstanding match against Everton. Is it gonna work this season?
Yeah, we can't say it's over until it's over. Yeah, that's one thing with football. No, Liverpool are leading Arsenal with 4 points, and they still have a game in hand against Everton. Yeah, I think still Arsenal in the race. Anything that is competing is in the race, because anything can happen in football. Liverpool can go on a losing streak for maybe about 10 games. Who knows? It's possible. We didn't expect Manchester United and Manchester City to give us this performance this season, but that is football for you. Sometimes these things happen. So Liverpool can be having a smooth ride now, and maybe in the next 2 or 3 games, their matches will go sideways. I think they shouldn't give up. If Arsenal really wants to win the Premier League, they shouldn't give up. We saw Manchester City coming from behind to win the Premier League last season and last 2 seasons from Arsenal. So if Arsenal to also come in as Manchester City to compete with Liverpool and also come in and win the league, that would be also good. I want to see my team win the Premier League. So if they can come and turn things around and get the Premier League trophy, I'll be very glad. For me, I don't think it's over. Yeah, Arsenal are still in the league. They are still in the title race.
They are still in the title race, leading seen Liverpool for the past 3 games have not been able to gather a 3 valuable points. It's just draw, 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 draw. And let's see what is going to happen in this weekend. Considering Arsenal game against Aston Villa in the Emirates Sports Stadium, we knew Aston Villa was one of the teams that prevented Arsenal from getting that trophy. And that game is going to be incredible. Games played today, we have Ipswich Town at home. One against Chelsea the last time has been brilliant these days, away from the last 3 bottom teams in the league table. And today, losing to Brighton is something that I'm still thinking about, even though Brighton has been incredible this season. But Ipswich Town form lately could have gotten a point out of that game. Do you think they will still get into the relegation zone?
They are one of the teams that I think to, go back to relegation this season, they are the team that came into the Premier League, the likes of Leicester City, Southampton and Ipswich Town. I don't see any improvement in their play. I would be surprised if they stay in the Premier League for this season, but yeah, that's the Premier League. If you come and don't put up your best performance, you have to be rest assured that you're going back to the relegation and you're going back to play the championship. So I think maybe they have to start, putting things together, because I think we are now playing the second round of the season. You have no time to waste. This is the time that you have to start building your points to stay in the league. If you are really serious to play in the Premier League, this is the time that you have to build your points. If not, I'm sorry, they have to go back and, rearrange things and come back to the Premier League again.
Meanwhile, other results from yesterday, Everton lost at home against Aston Villa, 1-0. And Leicester City also lost at home against Crystal Palace, 2-0. And Newcastle United winning 3-0 against Wolves at home was massive. And the table have turned this time around. Manchester United moving from 10th position to 12th position. And let's see how this will turn out. And if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video, and we are going to see you in the next video. Ciao.